What if our home could think for itself? What if the lights turned on before we even got home? And what if one day your fridge decided to buy milk because it noticed you're out? Sounds like science fiction, right? But here's the thing, it's already happening. A world where objects talk to each other, make decisions, and even act without us. They call it the Internet of Things, or simply IoT. And maybe, just maybe, this technology is quietly rewriting what life means. But where did it all begin? How did we get to a point where our watch sends our heartbeat to the doctor? And our coffee machine knows when to start brewing before we even wake up? Let's rewind to the beginning. It's 1982 at Carnegie Mellon University in the US. A group of students connected a Coke vending machine to the internet, just so they could check something before walking there and if there were cold sodas available. No one knew it then, but that silly experiment was the birth of a revolution. The world's first smart object. Fast forward to the 1990s. The internet was going mainstream. A man named Kevin Ashton in 1999 coined the term Internet of Things. He believed that if objects could share data themselves, humans wouldn't have to constantly collect it. Imagine that, a world of living, talking machines. But back then, it was still a dream. Networks were slow, chips were expensive, and the internet wasn't everywhere. Still, the story didn't end there. In the 2000s, Wi-Fi, smartphones, and low-power chips changed everything. In 2010, there were only about 5 billion connected devices. According to Cisco, by 2020, that number will surpass 75 billion. That's roughly 9 devices for every human being on Earth. And right then, the idea of the smart home was born. The first smart bulbs, remote thermostats, and cameras that could recognize your face hit the market. Companies like Nest, Philips, Amazon, and Google began competing fiercely. And slowly our homes started talking back. But something else was happening too. A quiet fear was growing. The fear that everything we own might be watching us. Think about it. Your smart speaker hears everything. Your doorbell camera records every visitor. Even your fridge knows how many times you've opened it. According to Gartner, by the end of 2024, over 80% of modern families will have at least one connected smart device. That's billions of personal data points, streaming every second into the cloud. And in that strange paradox lies the real power of IoT. On one side, convenience and efficiency. On the other, surveillance and vulnerability. In hospitals, sensors on patients monitor vital signs and alert doctors instantly. In cities, streetlights adjust brightness based on traffic and daylight. On farms, soil sensors control irrigation to save water. And in our homes, smart toothbrushes that track your brushing habits. And washing machines that reorder detergent automatically. But there's always a question that lingers. Where does all this data go? Who has access to it? And what happens if one of these smart devices makes a mistake? In 2016, one of the biggest cyber attacks in history happened through IoT devices. Millions of hacked cameras and routers brought down major sites like Twitter and Netflix. That was the moment the world realized convenience doesn't always mean safety. Still, innovation didn't stop. Companies began creating safer chips, stronger encryption, and new privacy laws. In 2018, the European Union's GDPR gave people more control over their personal data. But in reality, most of it still sits in the hands of a few tech giants. Meanwhile, artificial intelligence entered the game. Algorithms that learn from our behavior. A lamp that senses what kind of light improves your mood. A speaker that detects sadness in your voice. So, is this intelligence serving us or studying us? According to IDC, by 2030, the global IoT market will surpass $1.6 trillion. Yet, in the same period, cyber attacks related to IoT are expected to cause over $500 billion in annual damage. A stunning balance between progress and risk. Today, we live in a world where our fridge, our watch, and even our washing machine generate data. Data that reveals what we like, how we live, and even how we feel. As one MIT researcher put it, in the age of IoT, the walls of our homes no longer keep secrets. But maybe the real question is this: are we making things smarter? Or are things learning how to understand us? Imagine a few years from now, homes that not only talk to us, but decide what's best for us. Your car refusing to start because it knows you're too tired. Or your home locking itself because it senses your mood isn't right. The future of the Internet of Things is full of questions. Will we live more comfortably or more controlled? Will privacy become a luxury? And will there come a day when our things outsmart us? No one really knows the answer. But one thing is clear: we're still at the beginning of this story, and it's only just getting started. So what do you think? Are smart homes making our lives easier, or turning us into guests in our own homes? Drop your thoughts below, because maybe these conversations will shape the future itself.